I know it's cool, but it's only light.
Previously, we brought in a set and the LVO letters, via the USD workflow using USD sublayer add. Today, we're going to instead create the LVO sign using a mask instead, plugging that into the emission setting. This is a great opportunity to learn PrimitiveCreate, Network Material Create, Group Stack, which will include the material assign nodes. This trick of making the LVO sign a mask will save time and be more efficient on render times. Bonus, it is also more easily directable for changes. So let's get started. First, we're going to take away those. We're going to actually just delete those because we're going to start on fresh. So we're going to bring in our curtains because we only want the curtains. We're going to create the floor so that we have a good reflection of the new LVO sign. So tab, USD, sublayer add, just like before. So kind of a review on that. In Katana, to create a geo, you use a node called PrimitiveCreate. So you're going to hover over your node graph, tab, PrimitiveCreate, drop it down, plug it in, green for attributes, and there you have all your attributes to create your geo. First thing I'm going to do is change my name, not my name, but the node's name, so that I know the node that I'm looking at. So LVO sign. I'm also going to change it in the screen graph. Same name. So screen graph, node graph, and that's where the node graph one is, and the screen graph one is over here. It's currently primitive. As soon as I hit return, you'll see that it changes to LVO sign. The next thing I want to do is change what type of geo that I have. So currently it's as a sphere, and I want a plane. So I'm going to drop down, hit polyplane, and now we have a plane going on. This is where you can manually put in your translate, rotate, or scale numbers, or of course you can use the WER to rotate or move or scale your item. And you can see it's right there. If I hit rotate, let's keep scaling up. There it is. It's coming. E to rotate it, W to move. Currently I have some numbers that I'm going to use, so I'm just going to plug those in so I have what I want exactly. So we can plug in numbers also, either way. All right, and that's where my sign is going to be. So we're all set with that. The next thing, do the same thing for the floor. We're going to have two pieces of floor, one for reflection off the sign and one underneath LVO, so the reflection isn't so bad. So just do the same thing again. We're going to hit tab, PrimitiveCreate, plop it in, plug it in, green for attributes, rename, and this is going to be my floor sign reflection. Name it here so it shows in the scene graph. It's going to be a plane. Again, you can move it with the doodads if you want. I have some numbers that I'm going to plug in. There's my one floor, and we're done with that one. Now the next PrimitiveCreate, we can either do the same thing where we do tab, PrimitiveCreate, and go from there. Plug it in and do what we have been doing. Or, since it's going to be similar to the previous floor, we can Control D for duplicate, plop it down, plug it in, green for attributes, and currently you don't see the other parts, and that is because the blue button is on. So if you want to see everything in your screen so far, you can hit the render one down at the bottom, or any one below where you're working. All right, and so that one, still want to rename it because it just duplicated the name. So I'm going to do floor under LVO, and this one's going to be under LVO. Polyplane it is, and again, you can move using the move key, rotate key, or scale keys, or manipulators. I'm going to plug in the numbers again, and this time we're looking at, and I believe that's the same, except for this. And we have our second floor, and it's already done. So we now have floor, LVO sign, we have the floor for the reflection under the sign, and the floor for the reflection under LVO. In the next video, we will assign some materials, create materials, and assign materials to the 3 pieces of geo that we just created. See you then.
Oh, I know why you're chasing all the headlights. Oh, 'cause you're always